Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by your faculty, Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we will be discussing today? India and China must work together to stabilize the world economy. Now before the beginning of the video itself, I would like to begin it with a simple phrase. Proceed with caution. Now why I have used it, by the end of the video you will understand. Alright? Now if you see, as of now, there is huge amount of global uncertainty. US President Donald Trump has made sure that in order to end or put a pressure on Russia in order to end Russia-Ukraine war, his way of approach has been to twist and force India and create something called as additional or secondary tariffs. That is, anyone who does business with Russia, that is, purchases oil from them, will be given additional levy of tariffs. In this, your US has two things it wants to meet with one additional tariffs. What is that? First and foremost is to bring an end or pressurize Putin to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Second thing is to make sure arm twist India or force India into signing a trade deal which will benefit USA but is not aligning with the interests of India. Now, when we see about this, there are trade wars again back in the news, which means the world economy is feeling the heat. The US is becoming a complete unipolar and it wants to strengthen its unipolarity in a multipolar world. Right now, there is also a fresh tariff threat from US President. The global market volatility has been triggered. The Asian economies such as India and China are expected to step up, leave their differences aside, and start with a cooperation rather than confrontation. Understanding? Now, look at this. This is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's strategic call, which is coming. Okay, which is coming in the aftermath of his visit to Tokyo, Japan, wherein our Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be, that is this Sunday, he will be going to Tianjin in Beijing to attend the SCO summit, where he will meet with his counterpart, Chinese President Xi Jinping. Understanding? Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has held that it is important for India and China to work together to bring stability to the world economic order. Look at this word, stability. Now, amidst your US threats of tariffs, this move of attending SCO comes at a very important perspective. First and foremost, you will have to understand what is this SCO. See, in your 2001, your Shanghai Plus 5 was created, wherein the founding members were China, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. These were the founding members. So much so that presently, if you see the current members, they are 10 members. Presently, there are 10 members. Now, who are the members country means? It is India, China, Russia, and also your Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Iran and Belarus. At the same point of time, there are also many of the, let's say, observing partners. All right. So, at this point of time, right, when there is uncertainty, look at this, when there is uncertainty, in order to bring the certainty or stability, SEO summit at this point of time is very important because it gives for a clear cut call for cooperation, strong bilateral ties between your India and China, which are your Asian giants, in order to promote regional peace as well as global prosperity. And look at this word here, geopolitical responsibility amidst the reckless tariffs of US President Donald Trump. Before we go ahead, if you're someone who is interested to kickstart your UPSC civil service journey, then look no further. You have found the right spot with Legacy IS Academy, where we maintain the batch size at strictly 40 members per limit so as to give you individualized personalized training. You will also be able to have one-on-one mentorship and have in-house faculties, educators. You can contact them any point of time. Legacy IS Academy also offers you prelims mock test series, mains daily answer writing, and also your interview mock test. At the same point of time, one of the best things about Lexi IS Academy is we offer both weekend as well as weekday courses. For those of you who are working professionals and students, you can join the weekend courses. We also make sure that the classes are conducted both online as well as offline. If you want to have a look at how the classes are, you can schedule a demo class online. In order to make sure online or offline how the classes work, you have to call the number given below or check out Lexi IS Academy website. Alright, now let's come back to the video. So if you see with respect to India and China, as of now, in order to counter USA, see, first and foremost, understand in order to counter USA's recklessness or reckless tariffs, where it is trying to single out India. How is it trying to single out India? See, one of the ways it tells is that US ka claim is that India is the reason, or India's purchase of Russian oil is the reason why Russia is able to sustain its war. So it has put additional tariffs, secondary tariffs, bring all the names they have put it on us. Yes, but at the same point of time, here, according to our External Affairs Minister Jayashankar, India is not the largest procurer of Russian oil, it is China. But your US has not been having dared to do any such thing on China. At the same point of time, if you see, if India is trying to go towards China, this should not be seen as a sign of weakness, but because in order to counter the instability that is happening in the geopolitics. So, if you see, yes, India and China are to create a good relationship, how was their relationship to begin with? See, first and foremost, from 2019 onwards, especially your Galwan Valley clashes and LAC standoff, this had frozen our relationship. Now we have tried to thaw this. Okay, we've tried to remove the ice. How? Military disengagement, diplomatic channels are opening, especially when your recently foreign minister, Chinese foreign minister Wang Yi himself came to India in order to offer the invitation for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the SEO summit. And also, if you see, China and India, the counterparts, have met in the BRICS summit in Kazan of 2024. Wang Yi's Delhi visit is also increasing the engagement, and SEO summit is very important at this point of instability, wherein the Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be meeting Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping and also be meeting the Russian counterpart of your Vladimir Putin, and also in order to discuss his meet, the annual meet that will happen where Russia is invited to India in December, where Vladimir Putin will be coming in December. Alright. So at this point of time, this is sending a clear message to the world as to Asia's biggest economies, which is India and China. If they come together, then the world has to listen. The market will start reacting to this rather than just the instability that is right now. Also, in the Indo Pacific region, this will bring more of a stability and lead towards multipolarity over unipolarity that your USA wants. To this multipolar world creation is where what your China is also trying, your Russia is trying. When I tell China is trying, China wants to technically replace USA, but now they are okay to settle with multipolarity. And because of the shared economic interests of everyone, this would be a win-win for India, China. So if you see how India is trying to do the balancing act in the global stage, first and foremost, it is trying to integrate. Okay, look at the word I'm using. It is trying to integrate China's cooperation and US ties Even though presently it is very strained, but India is still trying to not give up. With the stalled trade deals like we discussed ahead and Russian oil imports, Washington is doubling down on India. In order to deal with the Western protectionism, there is a need for strong Asian partnerships, and one of the ways to do that is through your multilateral forums such as your Shanghai Cooperation and BRICS. One of the things about our diplomacy, look at this: mutual respect, mutual interest, and mutual sensitivity. This is India's diplomatic doctrine, wherein when this is affected, this is the point of time when your mutual respect, interest, and sensitivity is affected, the world is supposed to come together, or at least this is what your Asian blocs are trying to do. And when I tell Asian blocs, India and China both have to rely this because they have a strained relationship too. Now, if you see with respect to trade, economy, and strategy, there is a huge global chain disruption which affects India's exports, making India's exports very costlier in the process. Now, there is a need for trade diversification because your US had put slapped sanctions on India, your Russia and China also welcomed Indian goods. There is economic diplomacy needed with free trade agreements and strategic imports. And India China economic angle is very important. At the same point of time, the security issue is also to be kept in mind. So now when we tell, yes, what will be the conclusion? Like I started the video, proceed with caution. Yes, India is to engage with China, but we cannot forget the past. You cannot forget the past because their actions, the Chinese actions, are not yet on the lines of their words. So, which means, like how the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is telling, this is the same thing. We are ready to engage on a diplomatic level, but with caution. Understanding? Because we still have certain issues which affect the national sovereignty. One is your border tensions, and also this is a very delicate period of time where India has to balance both USA and China. Okay, with this, we've come to the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.